I'm Tai Anderson with Supreme Lending, helping you to market like a rock star. We are living in, let's just call them, fascinating times. With self-quarantining and social distancing our new reality, we're all having to discover fresh ways to still put our best foot forward personally and professionally. One of the most powerful ways we can do that right now is by mastering the very powerful tool of Zoom meetings. In this video, I'm going to teach you some best practices and offer some practical tips that will help you conduct the best meetings possible and separate you from your peers as a consummate professional. In my role at Supreme Lending, I guide both our loan officers and our realtor partners through brand building exercises. These exercises start with an understanding of identity and then expand to mission, values, and finally a promise that your brand is communicating to the marketplace. Additionally, I help instruct our new loan officers in some public speaking strategies to help them win business in their presentation opportunities and personal meetings. This work always leads to a mutual recognition that the promises we make professionally, the culmination of all our brand work, they can either be supported or undermined by our personal appearance, hygiene, and punctuality. A Supreme Lending loan officer would never think of showing up to one of our realtor partner accounts not dressed professionally, on time for their meetings, wearing their Supreme pin, and presenting themselves in a manner that supports our brand. And the best realtors would never think of meeting a potential new client in sweatpants, their hair unbrushed, without makeup if they wear it, and without that trusted company name tag. It conveys a professionalism worthy of our important industry and communicates to our audiences that they are worthy of our best efforts. Well, as we all do our best to help flatten the curve of the coronavirus, these opportunities have disappeared. The team meeting, customer meeting, open house, and just about every other professional encounter has been replaced by a Zoom meeting. We have two choices. We can be the kind of person who joins meetings late, who doesn't know how to work the tool, who is not dressed professionally, who is poorly lit, sounds horrible, and who generally communicates a level of incompetence before the meeting even starts. This is when many people say, well, I'm just not good with technology. I offer you this advice lovingly, but you need to remove that sentence from your vocabulary. I've never met a professional that aspires to incompetence. The best are constantly learning and adapting to changes in the marketplace and adopting the best new tools. The second option we all can choose is to take the time, and many of us just got a whole lot more of it, to deploy the strategies I'm going to share with you now and conduct and participate in Zoom meetings or really any web conferencing tools like the professionals that all of us promise our customers we are. So let's get started with my 10 best Zoom meeting tips. Number 1, spend some time to create your account and professional profile long before the meeting begins. You're quickly going to want to upgrade to the paid version of the app at $14.95 a month unless you are part of a larger team covering the bill. Upload a professional headshot to your profile. That is what meeting attendees will see until your webcam has been turned on. Fill out your working title, download the native app, and create your custom URL for your organization if your team hasn't already done so. Create your personal link, integrate Zoom into your calendar programs and browsers, and consider even adding your Zoom link into your email signature. This is going to take you a few hours of time, but the effort will be worth it, and it communicates a technical proficiency that will separate you from those unwilling to do this work. If you get stuck along the way, Zoom has about the best library of instructional videos and incredible technical support, but they're just a bit busy these days. Number 2, download the app and play with it for a bit. If you're going to be sharing your screen in a meeting, practice doing that on your own before the meeting begins. Have the files readily available so you can share your screen quickly and make sure your desktop is free from any distractions and certainly anything you wouldn't want the meeting attendees to see. Practice muting and unmuting yourself. Practice turning your webcam on and off. Discover how the chat features and file transfers functions work and master them. Tip number 3. Did you know that you can upgrade your video quality with the touch of a button? Locate the video settings panel. It's the up arrow, fourth to the left on the bottom. Navigate to video settings. Then make sure the Enable HD, Mirror My Video, and Touch Up My Appearance buttons are checked. It might feel subtle, but it makes a difference for the other attendees. That's right, Zoom has provided a little softening effect that will even knock down a few wrinkles. Now, how is that for a great user experience? Tip number 4, let's talk about what your audience will be seeing. Consider adding some company branded signage behind you. Remove clutter. Be intentional. Don't overload the scene with so much stuff that it's distracting for viewers. Basically, stage the scene. Think about what you want to communicate. It's unprofessional to be sitting in your bedroom. That sends the wrong message. Is there a stack of dirty dishes behind you or unfolded clothes? You get the idea. You need to stage it just like you would a home. Hide any visible power cables. Create a Zoom scene for your customers. Tip number 5, let's talk about lighting both the scene and yourself. This is extremely important. Low light scenes create a blurry image that is not pleasant for the other viewers. Shooting in front of a window creates a backlight that turns you into just a shadow. So start by lighting up the scene behind you with a healthy bit of lighting and even some accents. Again, realtors, you know how to stage a house for photos. Stage your office for Zoom meetings. Now, I highly recommend some additional lighting for yourself. If your office is full of natural light, you might not need it all the time, but what about a cloudy day or nighttime? Have some lighting on hand. This can be as simple as a desk lamp or a floor lamp that is shining directly on you. Look at the difference. If you have some budget, think about some of the dedicated clip-on lights that can work for both a mobile or laptop setup. Look at the difference with the light on versus off. Tip number 5. This is a good time to talk about virtual backgrounds. My first choice is to stage a real background, as it does deliver a better video image for attendees. However, if you just don't have a place where you can create a professional scene in your home or office, then consider using a virtual background with this caveat. Do not use any of Zoom's pre-existing ones, and avoid the video backgrounds. They are distracting. You want your audience listening to you, not marveling at how cool it is that the lights are swarming behind you. It's the professional equivalent of a Snapchat filter. It should have no place in your Zoom universe. If you're going to use a virtual background, upload an image that is communicating the right message. Stock photos can be purchased very affordably. You may even want to apply a slight blur effect. I like some of these scenes of modern offices. Realtors might want to consider a clean, modern home background such as these. Tip number 6, place your laptop or webcam in the right position. You want it to be pretty much at eye level or directly above it, and you want to frame your shot so that you are placed in the scene appropriately, centered on the screen. Think about a tight shot from your local news broadcast. That is what you're going for. This might mean investing in a laptop stand and a separate keyboard and mouse to improve the experience for others. But some books can work in a pinch. Nobody will see them anyway. You want to avoid that up-the-nose shot of a laptop too low or the poorly framed image that has too much blank space. This is one of the easiest and most important things you can do to present a good image. But again, you have to plan ahead. I'll talk about the mobile app more at a later time. It's a very good and superior tool to just calling into a Zoom meeting. However, even though you think it's cool that the phone can capture you while you move, it increases the odds of the image distorting, and it just gives everyone else a headache. If you're going to use the mobile app version on your phone or iPad, consider investing in a small tripod or stand to place it horizontally at eye level and leave it in place. This will deliver a more consistent experience for your audience. Tip number 7, consider investing in a little bit of equipment. The webcam on my iMac and MacBook Pro are excellent, but look how the image improves when I deploy a separate webcam. You can pick up a great webcam for well under $100, and you'll have more options when framing the shot or mounting it somewhere else, potentially even away from your computer if you're easily distracted. Number 8, let's talk about sound. As a musician, I'll tell you this is the most important thing. People can tolerate a poor image. They won't tolerate poor sound. The Zoom software will default to whomever is talking to the main presenter view. It's frustrating when the technological lugger who is called into the Zoom meeting has not muted themselves and he ruins the experience for everyone else. Don't be that person. Rather, always deploy the best practice of muting yourself unless you are actually speaking. Think about an in-person meeting. Chances are, if you're a good sales professional, you'll be doing just as much or more listening than talking. Always mute yourself when not speaking, just like you would on a conference call. Next, think about your environment. I'd rather you build your Zoom room in a closet with a lamp and a virtual background, but have it quiet than be participating in a meeting with distractions in the background such as music, other people talking, and kids playing. I'm going to advise using a separate headset for your microphone/monitoring as well. I picked up this headset for less than $30, and it sounds great. If you have a pair of Apple AirPods, use them. It sounds great for you, and it does a great job of isolating you from any background noise. Even the sound of you typing can cause the software to switch to you as a presenter, but this won't happen if you're using a headset. Number 9, get dressed up for your meeting. Hey, pants are optional, but think about what the other attendees are seeing. Dress for the context of the meeting. If you wouldn't consider going into a team meeting in your office in a t-shirt, don't do it for a Zoom meeting either. Again, this communicates respect for the other attendees and underscores your professionalism. For my 10th and final tip today, I want you to spend some time practicing with someone else before your meetings go live. Don't make an important meeting the first time you've used this technology. Like any other professional skill, you need to allocate the time to practice and improve. So there you have it, my 10 best tips and then some for becoming a Zoom rockstar. If you take the time to deploy these tactics, you can truly separate yourself from your competition, impress potential customers and stakeholders, and make the most of these challenging times we're all facing. Now listen, I don't work for Zoom. Some questions are best reserved for their technical support. But if you have any questions or comments, I'll respond with my best advice to help you maximize this tool and even some more advanced tips in the future. I'm Tai Anderson with Supreme Lending, helping you to market like a rockstar.